Hello. Welcome to the Lucy Lemire channel. How are you? We're back. You can see me now. A real quick announcement while I get set up. For those in the membership, I hope you've added our lives to your schedule so that you can show up and get your blessing. That's pretty much it. Like, definitely don't forget to do that. And I'm excited. I feel super excited. So welcome everybody else to the weekend love reading. I typically do a general reading and maybe I'll do that and it just kind of falls where it will for you. You guys feel so brand new. But I feel like doing a love reading this just now. So we'll just do a general love reading and see how that goes for the people that are drawn to this video. So if you're drawn to this video, I hope that it has something for you when it comes to love. And I'm thinking romance. Let's see what... How's this energy been treating you? Because I've been through a damn tizzy. Alrighty. Oh, you guys want to go. We didn't even get to shuffle. A weekend love reading for whomever this is for. Come with me and you'll see. La, 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 la. Love and romance, please. Oh, someone's being logical this weekend. Using their cabeza. Okay, I saw the go the distance card, and at the top of the deck is peace. I'm gonna keep that. Oh, this one wants to. Is it you? Yeah. This is one of the best things to get in a love reading from this deck. Come through. I'll keep those there. So someone's thinking. Maybe someone's thinking about sending a message. Someone's thinking about a message they received. Someone is waiting for a sign and someone keeps seeing a sign to reach out. Message in a bottle says you're going to be getting some good news. I swear. I keep seeing that card. But it doesn't feel true. I feel like I really need to go in on it. We'll see how many people actually read for in this weekend energy. The message in a bottle and the piece might come after the weekend. I'm not sure. Maybe for some of you it'll be sooner than... Are you freaking kidding me? Doing a weekend reading and the romance of reading and the romance angels are just like, no. We gave you what you need. You guys don't see what came out, did you? Separation. Like, come fucking on. But I'm getting such an itch with that card. Free yourself. Alright, well, look. In reverse. Perhaps someone is... Okay, and came out. Oh, when your spice sense tingles, baby, you tingle. Anyone's on the back, whatever. Healing family issues. That's cute. That's nice. Healing family issues. It is a weekend. It's a good time to do some family stuff. What could you be healing from? Seeing how your mother interacted with her partner? What the fuck is that? Trust. I haven't seen you in a while. What could you be healing from? How your mother interacted with her partners? How your father interacted with his partners? How you interact with your respective parents or caretakers as it relates to your relationship with them and how you see love. This is going to be very interesting. This came out at the top, so this could be some sort of overall type stuff. This is a strong separation. I almost feel like scrapping everything and just going in on this particular card. Okay. Oh, that's nice. This wants to be flipped like that. Doesn't matter, it's the same fucking card. Okay, so this might be, you might be getting, I'm so happy Yin came out, but I'm not sure how I feel about it with all this stuff here. Yin is about receiving, being receptive. It's maybe about being receptive to, how things are in your reality. You freeing yourself from certain things. You sprouting wings and flying, but still being held back. Almost like you're falling, but you're falling upwards. But it doesn't feel like you are because it still feels like falling. Falling sucks. All of my meditations are like me falling when it's a fear state. So that is something that really hits for me. The desert card, it's not the desert card, but go the distance here is a desert card. It says, whatever this is, you may have forgotten that it's a lot, it's for the long haul. Like, things aren't gonna be like that. Whatever this message in a bottle will be, if it comes this weekend, whatever it is, in order to come into alignment with peace. You know, this feels like this happens after. Like, there'll be some sense of separation. Although this doesn't feel 100% like separation. This feels like something else. And I want to look into it more. It's just this separation. There's something about it that you have to trust. And it's an opportunity to love yourself. To take care of you. You keep going in your head, thinking over and over and over. It's not analysis paralysis, but it's like you already kind of know. You already know. You already know. Whatever it is that you think you know, you know. Whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing or getting or acting on or doing, even if the doing is not doing, you already know. But you keep replaying it over in your head, but you already know. But this could also speak to the fact that this weekend things might be quiet. And you might... It might throw you into a tizzy of wanting to do something, or you'll just kind of have a moment of I give up. But that I give up is something where it might have been going on for a while. And not an I give up as in the ultimate I give up, but definitely something in that vein of things, because Yin is about allowing. Yin is about being receptive, being open. And that wonky position, it's still about that, but it's almost like there's resistance, but resistance to the resistance to allowing. But it's not like you're open. It's just you're also resistant. You're on in that, like, you're on your way out. It's just that you are still holding on by a gold chain. Gold. You're still holding on. Like, you think, okay, here's what I'm trying to say, because it's not going to make sense to everybody. If you're watching this and you're just like, what? I'm sorry. I'll bring it home eventually, somehow. I don't know. In the Free Yourself card, this card gives me quite a lot. It annoys me because I get this card for myself often. In this position, it can say that you're really having a hard time freeing yourself. And be that as it may, that could be a thing. At least for me, when it comes up, it's like, you need to just quit. But what I'm feeling from this, even before looking at these, and especially with like everything else that's kind of supporting it, it feels like in this position, this is a freed position. Because in this position, there's so much holding this little guy down. His wounds, this fucking belt, which I just seen just now. That, oh, bitch, that's the belt that's tied to the thing. Oh, that's crazy. This gold chain, this gold tree. His horn could make some noises, get it tangled up in this stuff as he's trying to free himself from this cage. All of this, there's not even enough room to wander. All of these flowers could be giving him an allergic reaction. And he's just like, I want to go. For some reason in this position, he has wings. And for some reason in this position, it's much easier for him to break free because even with that chain, it's attached to him. When it's upside down, if he bats his wings hard enough, if he's upside down hard enough, long enough, it may destabilize the roots in that tree, and he might fly off with the tree, or it might somehow actually slip off the belt that's tied to the chain. And so he might be able to somehow slip out of this thing in some sort of way. It might hurt. And in fact, it may hurt. It might snap his neck a little bit. It might hurt. But it's a pain that, like, is a shock pain, you know, which you only feel later, but you also are kind of like so filled with adrenaline that you don't feel it, you know what I mean? It's like when you get cut in your sleep. Like, my hair cuts me up all the time in my sleep, and I have random scratches. Or like you're working on cars or a bike, or you're doing something physical, maybe even the dishes, and you cut yourself, but because you're not thinking about it, it's a cut still. Yeah, you're wounded, but you're still you're so busy doing something else that you don't feel it, that kind of thing. And maybe later you're like, when things have calmed down, which is peace. In any case, what I'm saying is this feels like a free yourself, like you freed. It's just there's still some struggle in accepting that freedom, what comes next. But this is actually a good position to be in. This is a position to me where the yin card feels right there. The funny thing is, round and round also has yin to it. You see the coloring there. And even here a little bit, but that's another story. Yin here, the message for me that I'm getting for you this weekend is it's a sense of you like my nails? Thank you. It's a sense of it's a normal release. It would be a little bit abnormal. Abnormal to say, all right, I'm done. I've shifted gears. You can still do that. It's doable. I've done it. It's just not the typical way of releasing something that you've held on to for quite some time. You know? It's that slow release that's steady. And this feels like you're open to releasing. So this could be anything from releasing a certain air about you, releasing a person, releasing an idea that you have of a person, releasing, moving away and getting control back, stepping into your sovereignty, come through, of being like, I'm choosing to be in this cage, and you know, I'm kind of bored of being in this cage. I'm gonna download Tinder. I'm gonna speak up and say something to this person. Now, the thing about that is, even though yin is here, I still feel like it's a taking control. It's not entirely in the 100% uber feminine, divine feminine of like, I'm just gonna let things be. I think it is gonna let things be, but there's a way to let things be and also instigate them. That's where you're using both your masculine and your feminine, but really it's more so about you. It's about you being able to approach the situation and be in control, still feeling what you need to feel and not negating your humanity, but being able to say something and not be attached to the outcome and accept this person or this situation for what it is and where it's at, which is just beautiful. That's really lovely. I feel like maybe this is what this separation is. It's a separation from your heart. It's a separation from the angst. God bless that. Oh, It's a separation from the angst. It's a separation from negating yourself, negating your control. It's a separation from your heart. Because we have thinker here. And that's about thinking. This ain't no about no heart. It's I want to say perhaps it's a detachment from your heart, from your feelings. But yin is very much about feelings, so your feelings are present. I want to say it's a healthy detachment. For some, it's a healthy detachment or getting to that path. And sometimes when you're in the path of getting to a healthy detachment, it hurts. You get blowed and blowed. You get hit and hit and hit, and then eventually you kind of are like, what the fuck am I doing allowing myself to be hit in the anymore? What like, why am I allowing this? I can step away. I can guard my heart. I'm gonna move my heart over here. It's not a numbness. Perhaps for some of you it is, but it's almost like protecting your heart and detaching from the situation and saying, okay, heart. Because this go the distance card is you knowing and you becoming resilient. So there is some level of, it's not all guns and roses, or it's not all daisies and sunshine necessarily, but it is leading to a daisies and sunshine here. Because with this, to go the distance is a beautiful card, and I was singing that song today. I was singing the song today. Awesome. That's beautiful. I can go the distance. It's about knowing that you will have a distance. So this moment, this bruising of your heart, or this overinvestment or overinvolvement, it doesn't have to be do or die necessarily. It doesn't have to be now or never. It's not the end all be all. There are no absolutes necessarily. So you can save your pretty dress for another occasion, because there is going to come another occasion. And this is about knowing that for now you can't wear your dress, or you wore it and you didn't show up to the date, and you saying, you know what, there will be other dates, either with this person or with the next person. If you're a couple, it could be your person saying there's something going on, blah blah blah, you take this how you will, shit, I don't know. If you're a couple, it's kind of like an example where you know that if you had a tiff, or if you're having to let go of something that's been happening, or you've been maybe even blaming them for how this situation in your relationship has been, and this is about you stepping into your power and being like, fuck, shit, I've been heading to this shit too. And you know what? And just kind of releasing that and giving yourself a break, giving your ideals a break. Dying. There's a sense of dying here for sure. 25 is Metamorphosis in the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. And when I was looking at Free Yourself, I was like, there's some death in that. There's some death to dying to what you want. But it's not necessarily even just dying and saying like you're burying it. It's kind of like saying, you know what, like it's almost like a trusting of divine timing, which I like here with Round and Round. That this situation will circle back, and when it does, you might even be more at peace. What's 24? You might be more at peace when it circles back. You might be more allowing. 23 plus 2, 25. You might be more allowing. You might be in better state of mind, a better state of heart, a better state of mind, let me say, when it circles back. You also might be on your period right now. For some of you. For the new moon cycle. Hey, honey. Blood sisters. High five. You might be on your period right now. Some of you. And that's going to be true for like at least, shit, one of the 25 people that watch this. I wonder how many people are on their period. You know, you actually might be on your period, and this might be a good point for a good time for you to just kind of separate yourself from situations because you might be in an emotional kind of state, and you just being like, you know what, I'll deal with this shit later. That to me was what go the distance says. Is you realizing that whatever this situation is, whatever this is, there's time involved here. There's other chances coming around. And it's you trusting, or at least you being called to trust, that that's exactly what it is. And during this time, to take the time to love yourself. That's why I keep getting period. Well, also for other obvious reasons that are not so obvious to you, but to me. But anyway, hey kings watch this video. If your lady is acting up or feeling some type of way real sensitive, she might be on her period. Just give her a hug. And give her some sweet stuff, some sweet something, sweet nothing, sweet something. This could be you, the message in a bottle. She might need it. I think this is about you taking time for, not just taking time for you, but like, I know Thinker did not come up in the reverse, but it's almost like taking a break. Because what you know is what you know. Like, what you've been thinking about won't change necessarily. It's just maybe, yeah, it just won't change. Put your heart to the side and take care of you. That's very interesting. You never get that message. It's always follow your heart, but here it's like, nah. Separate yourself from your heart. Definitely. That settles a lot more with separation. Because I was like, separation? What you talking about, baby? And after that, I feel like it releases the hover energy around all this shit. And then it gets to the point where you reach something that comes to you. A sign, an omen. A good sign, a good omen. Or even a nice message. That might make you feel nice, warm, and fuzzy and bring you some peace. But I do feel like this is about releasing hover energy this weekend and just chilling the fuck out. Wherever that sits for you. All of us, right? Separating ourselves from our heart. From our not our feelings, but from like our heart. It's a beautiful thing, but it can also be easily not corrupted, but just put the reins on it sometimes. Usa tu cabeza. Use your head. But then also give that a break too, shit. Just live in the moment. No, I don't want to. Sorry, I saw a message. Yeah. Let me look at Thinker. I want to read that message to you. Was that for me or for you? Oh, that was for me. So, I was thinking about something. Thinker says, I will read the relationship message. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. Yeah, separate yourself from that. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. And I feel like that really sums up this whole thing of just being like, freeing yourself from the situations that were, from that whole essence, the vibe of it, of being like, shit, this is how this is, and I can't, it's about being receptive, but then also just being like, this weekend, shit, at least this weekend, it's a journey. It's a long haul, and why flip your own salad in your head over freaking out over something that shit? It's facts are facts, you know? So it's approaching a situation, if you do have a situation this weekend, or not, just in yourself, in your being. Round and round is at the heart of this. I love that. That's so weird. I'm gonna look into that for you guys. And for me, low-key, I'm gonna be watching this weekend. I watch all my readings twice. Multiple times. Maybe 3 or 4 times. What was I saying? It's about if you are having a conversation with someone, or if you are talking to somebody about something. It's about, approaching them with, yes, not like saying I'm gonna put my heart to the side or my emotions to the side. No, you're a human being. Fucking be human. It's just looking at it factually and looking at yourself and how you react and how you respond. Hopefully you respond in a way that is a love yourself first, or at least a love yourself also, right? We're all in this together. Sometimes it does feel like an us versus them, a him versus me, a she versus me, and them versus, but I mean everyone for the most part is doing the best they can with what they've got. And if we're able to approach each other in that sort of, I don't like detached, but I'm not saying heartless, in that position where you're looking at it as facts. It's not about them hurting you or anything. It's about just the facts of what it is. Then we're able to take the message in stride and find some sense of peace. The relationship message says, of round and round is, are you wondering how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. God damn it. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place. But that's fine, as you get to do things again, only different this time. Come through! For you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game, which is what I was saying earlier. Which is what I was fucking saying earlier. Shit, look at that. This moment is meant to help you be resilient. Now, I did say this is about love and romance, but for some of you, this might be about family. This might be about family and you having to release certain things. Take your heart out of it, look at things as a cold, hard fact. This is me saying you turn down the volume, mute, and just look at people and see how they are and see, are your own expectations setting you up for failure? Oh, this is my man. He's supposed to act this way, but you're just negating how he is as a person. This is my woman. She's same story. This is my father. This is my mother. This is my auntie. This is my neighbor. This is my roommate. They've proven themselves time and time again to be a certain way. And there is something about believing people to change, but then it also comes to a point where you're doing yourself a disservice and them and your relationship with them by not looking at the facts of who they are and what they're about. And this might be an opportunity for you to separate from what used to be with them and enter into something new. And this could be, in some cases, some people may need to separate, like for, maybe, I don't know, you let me know what's good this weekend for you. This might mean an actual separation. This might mean a mental separation. This might mean a heart separation, like removing your energy from a situation that's just not what you wanted it to be and letting it be what it's gonna be. Or cutting yourself out from it completely for some of you. There is a sense of separation. I just don't know if it's from a person. For some of you it is. The separation from yourself, but not really. Not in a way that's unhealthy. Please don't make it be unhealthy. You should. I mean, you get to. Love yourself first doesn't feel like, this is a warning for me, for some of you this weekend. Whatever it is this weekend, it's meant to help you be tougher. It's a situation that's coming around. It's a time of developing survival skills. You're learning how to conserve your strength, and in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. Yeah, it's about like where you're gonna spend, like free yourself, taking control back, and things of that nature. I'm gonna see if we can get a little bit more. I don't really actually want to. What are you doing? Oh, serendipity. That's nice. That's really nice. Oh. I think I wanted to know what 24 was because that is missing. Ah, 24 is time for a nap. That's about you just peacing out, man. That's about you taking a damn nap. It's that card. You don't need to intuit it. You don't need to. Yeah, it's just time for a nap. Why do I say I wonder what 24 is? Why was I wondering why? Because this is 25. After repeating a situation, after this situation, or after going through this and just thinking stuff and letting go of that and separating and just being you and whatever, all the stuff that I was saying, there comes a moment where you're tired. That's a lot for being. And you rest. It's time for a nap. That makes sense. It's not here yet because this hasn't happened yet. But I like that it's not here because it's not. You're not expended yet. You're about to. Some of you are. Shit, I myself might be. It depends. We all go through these cycles, right? But then the nice thing is you may just go straight from this to peace. 23. And I like that serendipity was at the bottom. That card feels so good to me, and that to me speaks about also that message in a bottle that things will happen in serendipitous way, guided by spirit. That's funny. By the Book came out. And then I just saw serendipity again. Let's see what the romance message is. I'm so glad. Okay. You ready for this? The relationship message of By the Book is getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they've become. Excuse me. As a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Weren't we just saying that the whole time? Wasn't I saying that when we were talking about like thinker and separating, like that whole kind of situation of just allowing people to be who they are and looking at the facts and taking your heart out of the fucking come through separation. Romance angels, you're like, I'm just like, separation, what? And that, you guys didn't see it, but if you rewind the video, it was out of frame, but that flew out and was at the top. You can't still see it, but it was at the top of this thing, which tells me something. Overall, this weekend is about separating and allowing, just accepting the facts for the facts. And after that comes peace and a nice little message. Nice little something. And that's really nice, especially when you're going through this breaking. So if you're going through that this weekend, I hope you remember this reading and can come back and get your blessing. get your pick me up. It's moving towards something good, babe. Alrighty. Getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find the middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. the way you want to do them. Your connection will deepen as a result. There's something about being accepted. Okay. And, you might actually be. I mean, the thing about this by the book message is in the protection, it means something completely different. It means the exact opposite. It's like, break the fucking rules, go for it, go balls out. But I mean, with this, it feels like with the ending of it, I do believe what it said towards the end, because we did get message in a bottle and peace, which is about aligning in relationships, and serendipity on the back of the deck, which was talking about all that stuff. At the bottom of the Romance Angels deck, if you care, is romantic feelings. At the top, drumroll please, don't embarrass me, is stay optimistic about your love life. In reverse. Which I feel makes sense, especially with that whole free yourself allowing thing. Because message in a bottle, and also it just makes sense, like, you know about your romantic feelings, if it is about those feelings. You know about your relationship feelings, how you feel about someone, but sometimes you may not know how they feel about you. So stay optimistic about your love life, to me, speaks to you, right? In this position, it speaks to you. And then this could speak to you, or even to some other, I don't know, someone else, but it could speak to you and how you're feeling. I feel like this it may not it feels like message, might be message in a bottle. I don't know. It might be about really getting to the core of really kind of settling in your feelings, and them settling in their feelings, or rather you settling in how the situation is and accepting it. To me, it does still speak of acceptance, but it also speaks about something more. But I've already gone over the amount of time I was supposed to do this for. I would actually want to go into that more, because I'm going to kick myself for not doing that later. But anyway, I want to read to you message in a bottle. You can expect someone to favor you with positive news, and that's why I'm kind of saying with the romantic feelings, like, because just by virtue of, like, releasing, by virtue of moving away from and releasing your hover energy, then when something good does happen as it relates to someone else or some other people, if it is getting a message from a lover or a wannabe lover, if it is getting a message from a family member, a relationship, a roommate, a friend, because you've released that energy about them, you've released that idea, the expectations are lower, not in a F you kind of way, I have no expectations for you. It's just you've released what was you putting it on them, and now you get to see them for them, and it changes things. It really shifts things. You can expect someone to favor you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there. That's really nice. In the general readings, I always get that card in the upright, and then when I'm doing my own personal reading, I get it in the reverse, and I'm like, but why? Poor Kay. Peace. The relationship message is, when two people are in true alignment with one another, they have an innate harmony between them. They are as two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. Sometimes it's impossible to tell who is who. Peace is yours, and it is to be savored. So that's a really nice thing to come out of whatever this is for you. I feel like the advice here is to let me read that actually for you, Finker. I love that she came through with this deck. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, we already did this. Now is the time not to indulge in the fantasy. no matter what. In this case, the facts are the facts. So what I was saying was, I feel like when you fucking let go and free yourself from the cage of your own mind, from the cage of your own expectations of people, from the cage of your own expectations of certain scenarios. And there's been a lot about, for many signs, when I was doing some sign readings, especially for Libra. I'm a Libra, so I remember. But for other signs too, it was about like getting grounded and really basing yourself in reality. Like, it's not a like push what you believe or your dreams to the side or what you expect. Like, still have those expectations of what you want. But this message has been really coming to me lately from videos I've been watching and what's been like perking up my antennas. It's something about, are your desires helping you or hurting you? I'm not talking about settling. I'm talking about the middle ground between, I suppose, getting from here to there. You know? Getting from where you are now to where you want to be. And accepting where you're at and accepting the journey. Knowing that it's gonna be long and just being like, fuck, fine, shit. I'm not gonna meet the guy tomorrow on Monday. I'm not gonna meet the guy on Friday. He's not gonna propose on Saturday. We're not gonna get married on Sunday and then life ends. Like, no, it's gonna be a journey. And during all of this, find a hobby. Really, honestly, a lot of people just need a damn hobby. Because some of us are bored. And love is the thing that we're so enthralled with, and we're just like, but love, and it gives us something to do, to be honest. The fuck, you just might be fucking bored. Get a hobby. Honest, I'm being so serious right now, and that's me. That's not spirit. It could be shit, but get a fucking hobby. Do something else. Expend your energy elsewhere. Or start dating other people if you're single and you're having a situationship issue. If you're in a relationship already, find a hobby, do something else, and take your energy away from the problems in your situation. Or if it's not even a problem, if it's about you wanting something that you're not having because your partner is being too slow or your partner is being themselves, and find a hobby. Like, do something else that's gonna take your mind away from it, lift that hover energy, and put it elsewhere, expend it elsewhere, do something else. And then see what happens from there. At least you're not killing time in a way that builds resentment. You're using the time between here and there. Here and there. You're using it with creating beautiful things. Like I said, I started painting. I'm about to start sewing. I've been saying that for a while. But find something that's fun for you. Learn a language, right? Like, do something that's going to strike your passion and take that energy and use it for something meaningful. I have a lot of love for you. I just want y'all to be okay. I just want you to be okay. I was asking about separation. By the book, I was asking for what the link is between separation and round, and it came through Clutch. I asked about separation because when I picked this deck up, Coming to Life came out too. What didn't come out is the top of the deck, one of those feely things that I do sometimes. Separation. Moonlight is about, I don't know why I said secrets. It's about your intuition. It's about, here it feels like she's also paying attention to her heart. To me, this feels like in tarot, the High Priestess and the Moon cards combined. Pretty powerful stuff. It's a very intuitive card for me. I have a very personal relationship with this card. Very, very, very personal relationship. In this position, it says you need to like really trust your intuition or blah, 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 blah. Get a reading. By the way, you can get a private reading from me. Information is in the description box below. Hey, 44444. 4444. There's that. And in this position, it still says like you need to, it talks about going within. Like, it talks about, to me, this feels like discernment. It feels like discernment. And being acknowledging the shadow of it and then shining the light on the shadow of it and being like, man, yeah, this is something that I may have to walk away from in a certain way, you know? And there's some sadness to it, but it's like there's wisdom to it as well, you know? It's like maybe when you start training a baby to walk or something or talk, like, you know, they're not going to get it on day 1 or maybe even day 10, but, or even training your dog or your cat, like whatever, you know, it's going to take time. This is kind of like going in and discerning and feeling like, you know what, shit's going to take time. It's that sadness over like the letting go, but it's like that necessary stuff. The necessary sadness in a way. Like a growing pain, but a necessary one. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. Trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second-guessing yourself. For your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. Someone's on their period. I'm so serious. If you are on your period right now, can you just honor that? And like, just honor that in whatever way that means. I don't mean wild out. I just mean like, just honor that. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to say that I'm feeling emo, but I'm not saying this is not an excuse for you to be an asshole. I'm just saying, like, if you do tend to be an asshole on your period, check yourself and remove yourself from situations that are going to trigger like your assholery. If you tend to be emotional, it might be good to flag to people that, hey, I'm feeling like real sensitive. Can you explain to me what you meant? You know, I don't want to assume your meanings. Even if you're not on your period, that's a nice thing to invite. You know? Because you got a lot going on in your head. You got a lot going on in your head. And some of allowing people to be who they are is asking them, oh, yeah, you know, what did you mean? I just want to understand for myself, so I'm not assuming something that you didn't actually mean. It's not necessarily in the reverse, so it doesn't seem like this weekend we're really analyzing too much. I am getting there is still a sense of like analyzing too much, because in the reverse it does talk about too much analyzing is getting you nowhere. Stop overthinking things. You may be exhausted from second guessing yourself all the time. But thinker is not here in the reverse either. But I am still thinking that for some, that round and round is like you're thinking about something. It's teeter-totter on the edge of overthinking, but it's almost like not necessarily. Because even this card, I think it came out something like that or like this. I don't know, but as I'm looking at it, it's in the same position as thinker, so that's nice. So thinker, that's really awesome actually. And if this is about serendipity on the bottom, it's saying Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours if you follow the signs. So, this has been longer than I thought it was gonna be. I was hoping it was gonna be 20 minutes or a little 15 something, a little 15-minute snack. But I hope that, whatever your situation, if you found yourself watching this video, that you found value here. I really hope you did. I know I did. Oh, look at that. It flipped over. But that means so did romantic feelings. I'm not feeling like looking at it. Stay optimistic about your love life. But at the same time, stay grounded, too. And optimism can also be grounded. Just let people be who they are, I guess. And love yourself. Let me see what that's about. Who wants to? I don't know who wants to go. Whoa. Deep knowing. Same shit. But that actually also feels in the reverse when I touch it. And that talks about empathic overload. So we're here. Deep knowing in the reverse talks about empathic overload. So all this thinking you be doing, it probably gets to a point for some of you where you just freak the fuck out. It's not funny, but it is, because in a way you did it to yourself, but in a way I totally understand it, because this is me watching myself back and being like, fuck, I fucked myself over again. Fucked myself over again. So for some of you, there might be some empathic overload this weekend over whatever this situation is. But for others, and it feels like the majority, it feels like we might actually be pretty decent this weekend, because this deep knowing, again, is about thinker, it's about knowing, it's about intuition. It's really actually the combination of these two cards together. And if it's 43, that's awesome. Now, I was asking about about love yourself first, and deep knowing came out. I'm trying to see how that connects. I think it's definitely about, like, show yourself some love this weekend, man. Yeah, show yourself some cheeky love this weekend. If you are on your period or you're just tired as fuck over some shit this weekend, just watch a good movie. Hang out. Just hang out. Watch something nice. Watch Sleeping Beauty or something. I don't know. Something cheeky, something silly, something fun. Trust your heart to lead you. If there's something about someone that you know, if there's someone that you're putting above yourself, which, shit. This deep knowing is actually, it's a certain card to get, because in the relationship reading it says, whatever it is that you're thinking about this person that you think you know is true. Now, this is a general reading, and we often teeter-totter between thoughts of people. Oh, does he like me? He doesn't like me. Does he love me? He doesn't love me. Does he want to marry me? He doesn't want to marry me. And I'm talking in he terms, but I like that my kings and some of my queens who are more, they get it. So, you know, do they love me? Oh, I hate doing this. It just feels so disingenuous for me. Do they love me? Do they love me or they don't love me? Do they want me or they don't want me? It might be both. If that's where you're at. This card says, let me read that line to you. It says, this is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. So that's kind of nice. But it says, if you're in between, if you're thinking something concrete about someone, there's that. This is a general reading, so I don't know what you're thinking. But let me know in the comments. Holla back. If you're thinking someone is in between, this is for the people who are like, I don't know if they want to, blah, blah, blah. Firstly, right, like, go within, trust, do that intuition thing, get to base, mute the volume, look at their actions, look at what they're saying, look at who they are, grade them off of their scale, look at your scale, like, don't negate you. I'm not saying settle for some shit or throw yourself away and not look at someone, but I'm saying look at them. Look at your stuff, like what you expect, and then look at them and what they've given, and use that to create a system, okay? Especially if this is someone that you want to continue being with, because if this isn't someone you want to continue being with, throw the whole bag away. Shit, why are you throwing away your standards to look at someone and accept who they are if you don't even like who they are because they're not fulfilling you? Throw that whole bag away. If this is someone that you do want to be with and they do please you in certain ways, and you've decided to step into your sovereignty by leaving the cage and flying right back into it and saying like, nah, I kind of like it here. You've chosen to do that. And I'm not saying the cage is a bad thing or a good thing. I'm saying like you've stepped out, you stepped off the roller coaster. You stepped into your sovereignty. And you're like, you know what? I really like that ride. I'm gonna go ride it again. That's you stepping into your sovereignty anyway, because you're not a victim anymore. You're choosing to go into that situation. So if you're in a situation where you don't know how someone feels about you, oh, it's been a while, he hasn't proposed yet, or oh, I haven't, she hasn't, whatever. I don't know what your situation is. But if you're in between, and you can't tell, your intuition strikes you, but swings you like that in a pendulum. Number one, you can ask them, right? You're good. But number two, this card talks about trusting your intuition. So if your intuition is telling you both, then fuck, maybe it's both. Maybe they do care about you, but they don't care about you that much, to the extent that da 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 da. Can you accept that? Can you accept that as just fact and and something that doesn't mean that you're not lovable, and something that doesn't mean that you're not worth that thing? Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you accept that that's them and it's not about you? It doesn't mean that you'll never get married or you'll never blah 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 because this person is, like, I hope you understand. I have to go, actually. I have if you're in the membership, you know why I have to go. We're having our come here. You know why I have to go, and I will see you there. Ooh, ooh. If you would like a private reading, babes, the information is in the description box below. I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email with what's going on with you. I like really to give the example of like, I like this. Face at the mountain, what you gonna do? What was I saying? Shit. It's like, when you go for a reading, you want to give the reader information. It's like going to the doctor or going to a lawyer, going to going to a lawyer and being like, I need help, and then having them just be like, okay. Like, you give them information. Like, don't test me. You can if you want, but that's you spending your money on something that it'll still come out what needs to come out. But anyway, if you ever go for a reading for anybody, give them something. Don't skimp out on the details, because you're doing yourself a disservice. That's that bullshit. I say that with love, because you don't want it to be in a reading and then you get... I've had readings where sometimes what the person has told me is something that shows up in the reading. Obviously, always. Like, well, not always. I don't know. Anyway. And I'm like, yeah, okay, da 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 da. And I'll have the hit to go reread their email or reread the message or something, and I'll be like, okay, you already know this, so this is just a mirror back at you to show you, like, yes, the situation is like this for this reason, which is great. But then I tend to go above and beyond and say, let's see, like, what doesn't this person know? What can they know more about this situation outside of this situation? And then we're able to... I like to do that for my clients. I go, yeah. So it helps when you tell me what's going on, so that if it comes up, I'm not giving you a reading that you already know. Because my highest self is trying to help me out to understand the situation. But yeah, it does come out. It's helpful when you say something so that we can ask pointed questions. Alright. Oh, I'm acting like I have nowhere to go. Alright, bye-bye.